For the past couple of months, I've been learning how to use a 3D pen. Some projects have turned out well, other projects, not so good. Today's project was a unicorn, which I thought turned out okay. So let's take a look. I started with a simple sketch. It's always a lot easier to fix mistakes, develop proportions, and just work things out in 2 dimensions rather than 3 dimensions. It's a lot faster, and you can really get a sense of what you're making before you make it. If you're not much of a drawer, use some online reference images. Your end result's gonna be so different it won't look like the drawing anyway. For colors, I like to keep it simple. I have a lot, but let's just stick to blue, yellow, and white. If it's too many colors, things start getting muddy and confusing. After we pick the colors, we're going to draw the body of the unicorn. This technique is we just trace what we drew, make a circle, and then using that circle, you make additional segments. It's almost like you're assembling an orange, and you're making kind of that oval shape. Once you have enough of these segments combined, you can wrap around the entire thing. Just like a spider. You're going to want to make sure this is right, because this is going to form the basis of the rest of your build. The feet are drawn as simple 2-dimensional circles. In order to get 3 dimensions, I'm going to use an Allen wrench to hold the filament in place while it cools. So this gives us the 3 dimensions. This will then be put onto the body of the unicorn. There's going to be some adjustments for proportions. It may not look like it, but this step is actually really important if you want your unicorn to look like a majestic beast, or if you kind of mess it up and make the legs too long and the neck too long and skinny, then it's going to look like a scraggly donkey. So here you can see the neck and the head. I want this unicorn to look cute, so it's less likely to kill if provoked. We're going to make the hair by simply going back and forth, back and forth. This is a little tedious, but it's really important to do. If you don't do this during the winter, your unicorn will get cold. As you can see, I'm leaving a little bit of a bald spot in the back, and there's good reason for that. That's where the jetpack is going to go. Now I know that in the wild, actual unicorns cannot fly, but you often see them depicted in illustrations, or you see them in TV being able to fly. So we're going to give our unicorn the gift of flight by simply creating this jetpack. It's a scaffold, you wrap around it, pretty simple. We are going to leave the inside of the jetpack hollow because we want to make sure it has enough room for the fuel that the jetpack will use to push the unicorn through the air. That fuel is actually the hopes and dreams of children. After getting the jetpack squared away, we're on to the hair. This hair is a nice kind of blue color. At first it was feeling pretty flat, which is sad because I know that hair provides the mystical power that unicorns use. So we're using an X-Acto knife to kind of make some curls here. Didn't want to cut myself, so I ended up switching to a pen. But the curls are still just a bit too big, so I ended up switching to an Allen wrench. There we go, it's giving us some nice tight curls. We're going to add some swirls on the side, and then kind of a Princess Leia type of bun. Tried something different for the tail. Instead of drawing directly on the unicorn, I drew on the flat piece of paper, and then assembled those 3 elements onto the unicorn. It did give it kind of a nice 3-dimensional feel, which I liked, and so decided to add some more dimensionality to the hair. And this really brought the hair to life. I toyed around with adding a strap to hold the jetpack in place, but in the end decided to just use magic. Again, these stars are the hopes and dreams of children, which will be shooting out of the back of the jetpack to make the unicorn fly. We're drawing them as just flat shapes onto a piece of paper. The filament was actually kind of sticky, the yellow filament, I don't know why, but it worked. Got it stuck in there kind of like flowers in a vase. And with that, you get some nice dimensionality out of some simple 2-dimensional stars. The feet are also yellow, which beside providing a nice color accent, also grant the ability for my unicorn to walk on lava. It took a few tries to get the horn right. I think here I'm going to try kind of a swirl idea, and that didn't work. Despite what you may read or have heard, unicorn horns actually contain no magical powers. They're most often used by the unicorn to dig for root vegetables or to kill small prey. This horn's looking pretty good. There we go, we just have to make a place for it in the hair. And I think it's coming together. Oh, the eyes. You have to put the eyes on. If you don't put the eyes on, then the unicorn won't be able to see into your soul. We're going to do a little bit of cleanup, pulling some of the strings off so we can see how it looks. I like to compare it to the original sketch. Now that we got it turned around right, yeah, I think it captures some of the essence. It's cute, maybe not as cute as a sketch, but it's decent. Here's a little 360 view. You can see those stars turned out pretty good actually. They have a lot of depth and a lot of, kind of add some dynamics to the whole thing. On the bottom you have the feet, which are the color accent. All in all, I think it looks good. I think it's going to make a really nice Christmas ornament. This video is just a single video in a series of videos where I learn how to use a 3D pen. Feel free to check out the rest of the videos on my channel if you'd like to see them. I can't say that I'm going to be doing more unicorn themed work, but you never know.